Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic, and welcome to this deep woo-woo episode entitled The Wacky Woo with JSNIP4. You can find my friend, of course, here at JSNIP4 on YouTube, and of course, on his Patreon at patreon.com/JSNIP4. Joe, welcome back to the show, man.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
You're very busy these days on video after video after video.
Have you noticed? Well,
Man.
I'm trying to cram everything in so that I could take a little bit of a break with the kids.
Yeah, there's so much shit going on. That's like, God.
Well, that too. My mom was telling me the other day, like, why are you doing all these videos? I'm like she says, you need to relax and all that. I'm like, yeah, but when am I going to do the videos after the war is over? It's now.
Yeah.
We got to do it now. Like you said, there's so much crap going on. It's crazy. And every time I create a slide deck for the show in the evening, usually I do that during the day. And then I get to the show this evening, holy fuck, there's 9 more slides to add. It's just like it keeps compounding. And I'm like, well, we can't talk about all of this stuff. And I keep having to delete stuff. So yeah, that's crazy. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight on this Wacky Woo show, live and interactive. We'll take your comments and your questions as we go along. And who knows, it could be a little bit wacky tonight. You never know on these shows how wacky it could be. Yeah. So Joe, let me put up this first slide. Speaking of slides, now I lost my place because I was joking with you. This one here. This is really the theme, I think, for December here. All eyes are on this trial. Of course, the media's eyes are not on this trial, not like it was on the Rittenhouse stuff, but all eyes for people paying attention to what's going to happen to everything on the planet are looking at this. Depending on how this goes, everything else will go. What are your first thoughts, first of all, on this? Are we going to see any type of real reporting from the mainstream news on this court case, live feeds and all that? Or are we going to get just the, hand-drawn pictures of what maybe one sound bite? What do you think is going to happen here moving forward?
I don't think I would rely much on the mainstream media to talk really anything about this. The only thing, like you posted one, I think 2 days ago or so, and I'm like, well, first of all, I'm trying to think. It was a Ghislaine Maxwell thing. Well, first there was a thing going around. Let's back up. The judge that's overseeing the case was picked by Obama, tied to secret societies, deep state Democrat. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, come on, give me a break. So that's the judge, And supposedly when these cases go out, there's a panel of judges, and by random whatever, this judge might get the case. That one, and somehow like this judge got it, which was one of the ones the other day too. Maybe in the Rittenhouse one. No, I don't know if it was Rittenhouse. It was one hot case recently where the same damn thing happened. Like, hold on, this. And as a matter of fact, I think it's the judge from D.C. that went after General Flynn. Went and released him and all that stuff. Even though the DOJ was caught red-handed, exonerating, they could have exonerated him. They didn't want to give it up, and the judge like, no, we're not dropping the case.
Hey Joe, hold on just a sec. I'm getting a lot of reports that your mic level is too low. I can hear you fine, but maybe bring your mic up just a tad or get closer to your microphone. Let's see if that helps a little bit.
Mine looks great.
Wait, side. Maybe you're on a setting from last time. I had to move your setting.
Oh.
You remember because Woo Woo Dude was low or something? Let me see. Mic edit. Oh, it's okay. It's our fault. It's my fault. It's funny. It remembered your setting from the last show. Okay, now give it a try.
How's it sound, guys?
Hey, we're getting some 5x5s. Okay, I think we're better. I love it. Oh, great shows, JC. Somebody says, all right, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been working hard, like Joe says here. There's a lot going on. And thank you so much, everyone, for supporting the show. And please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. If you're watching this on my show, of course, go to Joe's channel here at JSNIP4 too. He's still looking for his community as well. YouTube. And, that machine is playing the game they're playing. So let's not let those fuckers win. Just go over there and subscribe to Joe and check him out. And also, I'll bring the link for Cliff High. Everybody keeps asking me on my show, where the hell's Cliff? He's in Twitter jail right now, so he can't post anything on Twitter, but he's on Telegram. I found the link yesterday. I'll bring that back up here in a second. Okay, Joe, go back to your story about the weird shenanigans with the judge.
Yeah, so like with Sullivan, Judge Sullivan, he's the DC judge who keeps getting these high-profile cases handed to him. Yet there's other judges who don't get in this pool of, random, you take that case, I'll get this case. No, they're all going to him. So again, it's just this big swamp. I don't have much faith in the media that they're going to really report much of anything about Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. Why isn't the judge allowing it to go live? We got Rittenhouse live. This is 10 times better, worse, however you want to look at it, than that case. Show it live. No, we don't want to show it live. No, we'll let you dial in and listen to audio only. And, of course, the one blip that the media did give, Donald Trump's name's one of the names on the list of Epstein flight logs. Yeah, he flew one effing time, basically hitched a ride from his place in Florida to his place in New York.
Yeah, I think it was Florida to New York. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no flight log of him going to Epstein Island or anything. Again, he kicked out Epstein and everything and off of his property in Mar-a-Lago after he heard he was trying to hit on a 14-year-old or some crap that was at his place. So he kicked him to the curb. Again, that's what the media's going to tell you. Oh, Donald Trump was on a one flight one time. Everyone who says this, listen to me. It was Epstein's job as Israeli Mossad backed, maybe Israeli Mossad himself, to go into the highest levels of everything, government, entertainment, movies, stars, everybody, and get them all dirty. Get them with something so that you have them by the balls, known as blackmail.
Yeah.
So there's pictures of Ghislaine and him right next to Trump at a party in 1992. Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Yeah. But again, he was never on Epstein Island.
Yeah.
He's mingling with other elitist, high profile people. That's what all of them did. It's like finding some Hollywood actor. These people were around everybody.
Everybody, exactly. At a certain
point.
So
it's not shocking that there's Trump in it.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Let me bring this Zero Hedge article up. This was Jack Posobiec. I always have trouble saying his name. Anyways, he's saying, that's not true because they were saying, Trump was on Epstein Island. No. It was this flight here between Palm Beach. Oh, yeah, it was Palm Beach and New York City.
Right. That was it. One time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, okay. So there might be something with the judge, and there might be something also with the prosecution. Did you hear about the connections with Comey?
Yeah, the prosecutor, the daughter of Comey. That's not the person I want helping me prosecute against them.
You would think thanks. Not. No.
Because what's going to happen? Well, they did this, but she broke that rule. She broke this rule, Your Honor. They did this. That's what's probably going to happen. Well, we're just going to throw the case out because the prosecution effed up so bad. You won't do it for General Flynn or George Papadopoulos or the what's the other guy with the white hair? They raided him at 5 o'clock in the morning. Whatever his name was.
The old guy there. With the suspenders.
Yeah. They're like, nope, no problem here, but. So I'm waiting to see how this goes. What old Mrs. Comey Jr. is going to do or not do, and it's just.
What was interesting on that too? If you guys haven't seen
Roger Stone.
Roger Stone. That's it. That's right. If you haven't seen this last maybe 2 videos, I think it's in the Trench Woo. Cliff was talking about this too. And in his opinion, he sees a setup where, like you just said now, they might do everything they can to throw the case with prejudice so that they can't trial Maxwell again. But he's saying that even if they do achieve to do that, the stuff is coming out anyways. So I think for humanity's psyche, we would rather see it coming out in a legal framework. So it'll be easier for maybe the normies to get on board with it, but either way, I think it's coming out. And I did a deep dive with Janine on the Maxwell Epstein connection as well, and her cards were also saying the same thing. Either way, it's coming out, so you can take it the hard way or the easy way. You guys decide. So I think the bad guys here are probably all kind of shaking in their boots here. They never thought it would go this far, and so it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, don't turn on the mainstream media expecting any real news, until something like that happens where the case is dismissed with prejudice and all that. They'll come out and try to cover for her. I guess they didn't have anything after all. I guess she just was an innocent bystander with Epstein. Oh, geez.
Right. Well, that leads us into this new topic also. So this was in the Web data way back when, where we would see this list of CFOs and CAO resign. So we're at that point now that I guess we could call this another temporal marker here hitting in that particular data set. Cliff was specific in his last video too. He's talking about CFOs, not CEOs. He's really targeting here the chief financial officers. The reason being is that a lot of these guys are in charge of moving the money to fund and operate this whole network of small people and party drugs, if we can just call it that way here for the show. And so now, so Jack Dorsey resigns, but There's another story here behind that, and it's the whole story of this new algorithms for pictures. Now, Patreon already did that, I think, a month ago. They were kind of ahead of the curve, announcing that if you were going to put a picture of somebody, you needed to have their permission to be in your poster. But now Twitter is apparently moving in the same direction. You have thoughts on perhaps what they're trying to get ahead of. Use your words carefully here, too.
Yep.
We're going to have to tread carefully, but explain to the audience why you think they're taking that move right now.
Yeah, and again, if you watch the mainstream or the big three, social media, whatever, they all do the exact same things. They change their terms. They literally are like at the same meetings. I mean, they must be, because they're like doing exactly the same thing together. Yeah. So be prepared for YouTube. You know, I saw YouTube's little emails recently. Hey, we've changed our terms for the new year. And I haven't read them. Just curious, you know, what's in there. But they changed their rules on Twitter. So that, yeah, you need someone, if you post a picture with other people in there, you got to have their permission to post it. And of course, immediately this new CEO, they're showing a picture of him with Jack and a bunch of people behind him that are random. And they're like, hey, dude, you got their permission?
You have
permission? So they're being trolled, of course, immediately, because everybody has pictures with stuff in the background that is just there. Yeah, including people and whatever. So my take, and this is just my opinion, haven't heard this from anybody but me right now, is we've all heard in advance from certain letter of the alphabet, there's some pretty damaging video pictures that are going to implicate top politicians, top people, you name it, in the worst kind of way. So if you know the day's coming, like they always do, they get ahead of the curve. They do pass the bills, they pass the laws, right? They're Congress, they pass these things. Hey, 2013 National Defense Authorization Act, they got power to do anything they want to us. What the hell's in that one? Whoa, yeah. I don't know, but it looks pretty scary. Well, that was 2013, nothing ever happened. Just wait, it's in there for a reason. So they do the same thing on social media. They get ahead of the curve. They're going to try to put this in place so that when you start posting pictures and or video, even if you try and blur some of it out, I'm telling you now, and it's got Hunter Biden doing something that's absurd, or Barack Obama, or Hillary Clinton, or any of these people, Adam Schiff, just name whoever. Movie stars like that one Asian chick who she took herself off of Twitter. The hell was her name? Because she was the one posting on Twitter, that looks yummy, I want to eat that. Or you're talking about a kid or something,
Yeah.
And, I mean, she's posting her own, everyone's playing it back for her, and she just couldn't handle it. So she goes, well, I deleted all my old tweets. And everyone's like, dude, you have like tens of thousands of tweets. How the hell did you find each individual bad one that fast and hit delete button on all of them? Well, that's because you had help at Twitter. Of course. So now her channel's gone because I think she just said, F it, remove it, because it was still out of control. People were saving screenshots of the old tweets. Like, there was no way out of it for her. Yeah. So in a case like that, all she has to do is, Twitter, please help. They're posting stuff about me that even my own tweet, which has my face.
Everybody's being mean to me.
Yeah. And I didn't
because that's how they announced it. They're going to put this mean policy that they're going to have to remove the memes.
They don't want you or me or anybody posting these pictures and videos that are going to be coming, that are some of the worst despicable things perhaps you've ever seen in your life. And some of it may just be epically hilarious or funny of someone in a compromising position or whatever, but nonetheless, it's terrible for them. And we're all laughing about, hey, check this out. You post it. Oh, nope, that's can't do that. So that's what I think that's why I think this guy's jumping on that immediately.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I had an interview with Tamara and Janine. I think it was the Tuesday night show, and they were also picking up, and Janine pulled some cards on this too, that, either way it's coming out, and they're going to do everything they can to try to stop it here. So it's also in line, I think, with what Cliff was saying. So it's, wow. The other thing that's interesting too, Janine does this, I guess, outlook for December. And what she was getting in, and you guys can go check that out. I think it was on our Tarot by Janine website. She was basically, the report for December was a bunch of tower card moments in rapid fire. So it's kind of like, oh my God, we won't be able to catch our breath. It's one thing after another, and big reversals. So that Wheel of Fortune kind of, those who are on top suddenly are at the bottom, and those who are on the bottom suddenly on top. So like huge reversals. for people, not in a good way, basically for the bad guys. And so she's seeing that for December. She also mentioned capitulation was going to be a key word for December. We're seeing that already now. The Federal Reserve just capitulated 2 days ago and admitted that,
it's not transitory.
It's not transitory. It doesn't exist anymore.
You got to use a different word now.
That's totally dead. And now they have to.
In other words, it's here for good.
You and I have been screaming that for months, but of course we're stupid. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But finally, the Fed just caught up to what Joe and JC have been saying on the channel. So there's no more transitory. That meme is dead, so to speak. So that's capitulation at that level. That's interesting. All right, let's see what else I can bring up here. This is interesting also, and it kind of ties into what we're talking about. This is David Morgan here, our silver guru.
I saw that.
Yeah. And so basically, again, here, it ties into this idea of these CFOs shaking in their boots right now and maybe resigning en masse because they're tied to this financial system that is supporting, that is the backbone for this whole activity that is going to be brought to light with this trial. So if that's the case, is that the setup, Joe, for finally seeing that $600 silver? Something has to happen here at the financial level, at the top levels like that, and suddenly there's a big loss of control, and then we see maybe the real cracks in the system and reality starting to seep in, or the woo starting to subsume everybody else who's outside of the woo. Do you think we're in that setup now?
Yeah. Again, how soon? Are we days, weeks, months still? It's just really hard to put a pin on it. But I think we're inching, no matter what, we're inching closer to that. And the other thing is, if this whole flip-flopping you're talking about, the tower card and the elites getting flipped upside down and losing power and all this stuff, and again, they're going to want to hide this. They don't want you seeing it.
Yeah.
So they do false flags. They do this. They do that. One of the big tools is, let's destroy the economy. Let's crash everything. Crash the stock market. That'll focus. Everybody will be going to work talking about the stock market. Forget Ghislaine Maxwell. Forget whatever's happened. Oh my God, my 401k just got wiped out.
Yeah.
That'll be all the talk. And then, of course, you turn on any news, and that's all they're going to follow. The Dow Jones had a 2,000-point drop in 1 hour yesterday. It's down another 1,600 points. That's all you're going to see on the news. Oh, forget Ghislaine, forget this, forget that, forget Trump, forget election stuff, forget whatever. That's it. And if they do that, again, it's very possible all of a sudden silver starts spiking, cryptos go apeshit, people, panic into cryptos, because of what they're seeing happening right now, we're at that time. So
there's a panic into cryptos, Joe?
I mean, everybody's talking about some of these damn coins like Shiba, like everybody knows about.
Oh, Shiba. I got to talk to you about Shiba tonight. Janine and I just recorded the last Beyond Crypto Woo. Where is that? I think it's number 7, actually. Lucky number 7. Yeah, the November report. We got into Shiba, and I was surprised again, too. And she was like, don't bug with me. I'm just reading the cards, man. There's a lot there. We can get into that in a second. Let me bring this. Hold on a second here. I think, Joe, we might have somebody at the door. Did you hear that?
Does it sound like a Wookiee or
I'm not
something
sure.
else?
Let me see.
It's a Wookiee.
Richard, Mr. Woo Woo Dude, welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
How we doing tonight, boys?
We're doing
pretty good.
Trouble?
We can't hear you, man. You're gonna have to speak louder.
Uh-oh.
You're very low again. Joe, buy the guy a microphone. Come on, man.
Joe.
Do they got all that hooked up to an iPad?
What's that?
Well, the thing is the reception tonight is really, really bad up here. I didn't think I was going to get through. I'm in the middle of a storm. So the internet services aren't the greatest up here.
Okay, hold on a second here, folks. Thank you for joining us here tonight. If you're just joining us, this is the Wacky Woo, and of course, we've just introduced our friend Richard, the Woo Woo Dude himself. You can find him at woowoodude.com. Of course, you'll see his pretty face there, and also the amazing Julianne on the website as well. So if you guys are looking for bookings there, this is the place to go, and I'll put the link in the description box below. Richard, while we have you and while we have an internet connection, and hopefully the people can strain their ears to listen to you a little bit here, what's your update? If you can maybe summarize what you see coming up for the month of December, what's on your radar?
Holy shit. What isn't on the radar?
It'll take you 4 hours to respond to that one.
I mean, can you point in one direction we can go that way, and then you can point at another? You control this. Where do you want to go? Cryptos?
Well, let's start first of all with these tower card moments. A lot of psychics are looking into December as maybe a sequence of them happening in rapid fire, and then this kind of wheel of karma reversing, so that those who are on top will finally be on the bottom, and vice versa. What's your gut feeling telling you about this rapid movement here of tower card moments for December?
Well, like we talked in the past, it's the dominoes are falling very rapidly, and there's a lot of panic everywhere. Without a doubt, you're going to see a reversal, and you are seeing reversals of head honchos all over the place. Now, you can say that's a coincidence, but I say nay. And it's just going to get a lot worse. And then we're dealing with all the financial crazy stuff. So, I mean, it's all happening this month. And we're going to have a hell of a run with cryptos. Oh, it's going to go, baby.
We just finished the crypto woo for this month too, and we're seeing a huge month for December, the same thing. What's your timing, and is it tied to perhaps is the financial maybe collapse or calamity tied to the Maxwell case? Like, what do you see as maybe being that pin that gets all of this started?
I think a lot of it has to start with China and Taiwan and Russia and Ukraine. And a lot of people don't realize the hits that I was getting on that is everybody talks about the gas fields and things like that. It's not that, okay? It's all the hidden material that's been washed. Now think of a laundromat that you shove money in, and it goes across the world, across Europe. It goes to the United States. It goes to a lot of influential people. Ukraine was a wash. And so, why do you think everybody's flipping out? You think they'd be flipping out about Ukraine? There must be something pretty hidden right there, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Putin's going, yeah, baby, it's only a few hundred yards away. You know, so I really believe that is going to happen. I really believe the Taiwan-China will happen exactly at the same time. That's my gut. And I also believe there's a couple other big things financially connected that will happen. I think between the Evergrande and everything else, this is going to be a Christmas to remember.
And I'll just add one thing. The U.S. debt ceiling, which was the 3rd of December, was the deadline. And now they're saying, well, no, it's actually the 13th. We can string it to the 13th. And again, we've always kicked the can. We've always updated it. Okay, spend trillions or whatever. But again, we're in different times. There's a plan, there's an agenda, there's things happening. The bad guys want the great reset. The good guys say, no, we're not doing the great reset, but we're going to let everything collapse so that we can pick up the pieces and put it in the right direction, which means some of this stuff still has to happen, even though it's not good. That's my take. So I always thought, well, I think we're going to get to a point where that debt ceiling, for the first time ever, we default on the debt. Oh my God, America default. Oh my God. That would flip everybody out. The world would be flipped out because, the dollar's the safe haven, the U.S. bonds. Mm-hmm. Would no longer be a safe haven. People would be flipping out. Where do I put my money? Where do I put my money? And you're going to see a little Shiba dog walk by. Ooh, that's what I think anyways. That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing too is that... Oh, go ahead, Richard. Go ahead.
I said, there you go. And to throw some more fuel on the fire, I think you're going to probably start going, hey, well, if you're going to cancel your debt, well, I'm not paying either. Oh, fuck you. I'm not paying either. Oh, what would that bring in? Well, the SWIFT system doesn't work that well, does it? What about this other guy? XX. What the hell is it? Skippy?
XRP, baby.
Oh. Okay.
Did you see Jamie Dimon cozying up to XRP earlier this week? I'm like, did he get the memo somewhere? Did you guys see that in the news?
I didn't know.
He's had the memo a long time. Yeah.
I'll try to find the article.
It's the only feasible thing to use out there. Now that I've done a lot of research on it, it's really a no-brainer. For the cost effectiveness, you definitely can't use anything else to move monies or cryptos around. There really isn't. And, I think it was last week, Joe, didn't a branch of XRP just open up banking systems in Dubai and going across there?
I didn't catch that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're using it as I think there's another name of it that's part of the XRP. and they're using it for course, to send monies back and forth, but it's through Dubai and all the other rich ones over there. Come on now. Really? All this stuff.
So imagine if we can have Shiba do a huge move, we scrape that off of there and throw in the XLM and some more in the XRP, and then they start moving big. Oh, baby.
Man, it's going to be such a party for everyone. Well, on top of XRP, I'm looking for that article just to back you up there, Richard, but I wanted to bring this in too for your comment. This was El Salvador basically creating a Bitcoin bond. And so for the first time ever, these countries now can basically raise capital without having to beg the IMF. This is huge. When you talk about liberation here, you're talking about acting outside of the traditional banking warfare model that has been established and in place. So what are your thoughts on this one also as being one of those demarcation lines? Richard or Joe, go ahead.
Whoever wants to start.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go. So we saw, JC, you want to mute your mic real quick for me?
Yep.
El Salvador came out. We're going to use this. It's going to go side by side with our currency. It's going to be seen as currency, our local currency as well. We're going to start using it. And again, immediately upon that notice, when it went live, the big boys dumped the price of crypto very quickly to just go, oh, look. But then it rebounded almost right away. And okay, fine. Everything's fine again. So prime example, IMF comes in like they've always done, gives a country a loan bigger than what they need, more interest than what they can afford. They know this, but they don't care because they got their guy in there, or strong arming the person, and then they take it. They can't make good on it. Okay, well, sell us the railway, sell us the waterway, sell us the toll road system, and we're good. And they would do it. And then the people, we're raising the price, raise the price. They can't complain to the government because the government sold it to some effing outsiders. And I used to do videos on this shit all the time on my old channel long ago. And it was the same model they used everywhere. So if you have them into crypto and the rest of us, the whole world has the same crypto wallets and whatnot, and they're like, oh, it's not an ICO, it's some other thing. Almost, we have ICOs, we have NFTs. There may be something else that comes up. It'll have a specific name perhaps. Maybe it already exists, but doesn't have the right name yet. Who knows? But something else where, an initial bond offering or something, and they come out and this is what we want, this is what we need. And we go, we're not the IMF. We're not going to try to rape them and take their stuff. Let's all invest a little bit. Next thing you know, we're earning a little bit of interest off of this investment into their digital bond or whatever. And hey, it worked out. We're not making a killing, but it's not zero. And it's, we help the country. People are happy to do so. And everybody's loving life. We're not loan sharks. We're not strong arming anybody. And if by chance the damn thing dumps and something happens, well, guess what? Like any investment, sorry, it's on me. I don't need a bailout. Not going to cry to somebody. I'm a big boy. I know what I'm investing in. I know there's risk. We don't get to call for a bailout or a bail-in. And it just, again, decentralize is the key word. When you decentralize everything, there's no central source of power. We all have the power collectively, and we can make a change. I think it's a very positive thing. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. And, by them doing the bonds, they're going to be able to pay them off immediately, probably within a year, and throw the bastards out of their country. All right. So the IMF and all these, you can see the structures around the world are about to end. And I'll tell you, between you and me, I think when Ukraine is taken, that all this information is going to come out, deep stuff. And a lot of people will be implicated, and the whole financial system's going. And it's got to go into, there's nothing else that you can do right now than China defaulting, us defaulting, and everybody defaulting and starting over. They have to. All right. When you're printing up trillions of trillions, the U.S. is not used as the world currency anymore. And people wonder why everything's costing more and more and more. Well, think about it. Isn't that what happens? Now you need a wheelbarrow to go and buy your stuff from China.
Right.
But,
and now we're seeing pushback at every level, to the point here where the World Economic Forum, the Open Forum in Davos, is called off because of death threats here. This is new too, and this, of course, was in the Webbot data reports a long time back, where these people weren't going to be able to walk the streets, and we're seeing it now. So we're seeing these rapid fire temporal markers hit. Joe, let's talk about these. You and I had been tracking this for a while, and it appears now that we're hearing indications of troops being stuck abroad and having to beg for money to come home. Like, we're just on that edge of that temporal marker. Explain that for the audience, and why that's also important to the $600 per ounce silver temporal marker.
Yeah, so long ago, Webbot, and it wasn't just one little tiny time, but it was, I remember one particular Webbot report had a lot of data on it one time, and it was simply put that there was data showing up that our troops, and not just our troops, but Americans abroad, but it didn't mention troops specifically too, would be out and abroad like they are, because you understand something. A lot of times, you know, when you think, well, they're military, but they're just taking a military transport. No, that you ever been to an airport and seen a bunch of, you know, geared up, you know, troops getting on or off a plane? You know, like they take regular airplanes, commercial airlines sometimes. Matter of fact, many times. So anyways, we have 100, what is it, 8,900, something ridiculous amount of military bases across the effing planet, all these different countries. So if something happens, dollar is rejected. Again, if this debt ceiling does not pass on or about the 13th, again, they might kick the can a couple of days because they timed the thing, whatever. It's happening soon. And if this is the time where they go, sorry, the Senate's not in support, blah, 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 whatever happens, something happens, they don't do it. Holy shit, first ever time, America's entire history of being in existence, we've defaulted on the debt, the world will flip out. We don't want to take the dollar, they just defaulted, oh my God. That is now see, Cliff's Webbot data didn't have that kind of a scenario. It just said there's like, it's death of the dollar as a broad statement. We're not sure why exactly, but there's some kind of problem, and other countries don't want to take our dollar, so our people are trapped at airports, at local areas. Hey, I've got the money. We don't even want to convert it. We don't want it at all. What else do you got? Well, I don't have anything. And then, of course, nowadays you might have crypto, and maybe you could flip some stuff there. Or if you had gold and silver by chance over there, you cash that in for their currency, local currency, and then get on your plane. But who the hell's running around with gold and silver in their pocket? Nobody. But some of these people certainly might have a crypto wallet. That stuff wasn't necessarily included in Cliff's data, but his data called for, and I shouldn't say called for, his data picked this up, that these people would be stuck and there's no way out because they will not take the currency. So I'm just saying, well, where we at right now? We're in 2021. We've got all these problems. We've got this corona crap. We got this out, big reset. The elite are trying to push on us. They're trying to lock us down. Like, we got the debt ceiling. We got the big reset. Again, they need a reason. So I think we're really close to that time. And if that happens, it's not just, oh, their troops are stuck. The average person that's here. If you're a person in another country, again, our dollar, our bonds, oh, that's gold. That's like gold. Any problems over here in the world, we go to the U.S. bonds. That's what we want, U.S. bonds. How many people are running? I'll take anything to sell my bond. Let me out of this thing early. Okay, here's a 50% haircut. You're 25% of what your bond is worth. Here you go. Just to get out of it. Well, certainly they don't want to go get into it. Like, imagine being in a crypto. It's absolutely puking. Some kind of major news came out. You know, Tether, for example. They're scammed. There's no billions of dollars. It just got caught. Tether crashes. Even though it's a stable coin, it crashes. You're at 50 cents to the dollar now, and you had a crap ton of Tether. You're going, I want out of this. You're not going to go, I want out, but let me get back in now. Not on that one. Because it's not, you know, kind of turn around. We think it's going to turn around. No, this was a scam that got exposed. The U.S. dollar bond system, oil for money, dollar system was a scam. So if this all comes out and we can't pay our debt because they don't pass the debt ceiling, that will get people trapped all over the place. And Woo-Doo was telling me just a couple days ago, we were talking, and he goes, you know, I don't know what it is. I just feel, my gut is that there's going to be an event probably in December that triggers crypto and this stuff to really go up. And he's like, that's when your Shiba and all this, like, that's when, you know, look out below, or look out above, I should say.
And
But
well,
what
that's
is
where
it?
we get into that old web of data panic to own, where everybody just freaks out finally and realizes, oh my God, I should have done this a few years ago. What you're describing there about people trying to get out of the dollar and
That's great. I
maybe
love that background.
settling out of the dollar. I just did this interview with Jim Willie, and of course we were having fun with these girls in Australia who, they know what they're looking for and they're not shy. They're unapologetic to let people know what they're looking for. But what Jim was saying was funny too. Was like, we're already seeing now, and also Rob Kirby told me this. We're already seeing now international trade being done in crypto. We're not reporting on this. We're not seeing this, but the volumes in trading right now would suggest that big sovereign level people are trading their debt in crypto. So they're already saying, no, I don't want the US dollar anymore. So that hasn't trickled all the way down to the normie, but we could be very, very close to that. Wow. And we could be, like Joe, maybe set this one up also for the audience. There's a lot of new people who are joining the show every day here. Set up this slide. This was, I'll just let you set it up and explain that maybe we're so close to that. The events that you guys are talking about might result in this exact slide right here.
Yeah, and do you remember, was that 2019 or 2020 by chance? Do you remember on that slide?
It could be 2019, man. It's been a while.
It could have been like it could have been the end of 2019 or something. I don't remember, but it was one of the ones Dick Algar was hot in a remote viewing session, really on target. And he goes, this is what I saw. He goes, and I think this was like the Capitol building in DC. He goes, this is what it looked like. There's people hunched over, some are crying, some are sick. They're loss of power, loss of control. He goes, it was like a sense of adjourning for the last time. It's over. And people are coming to the stark realization, it's over. These people being them. So, again, if we default on our debt, I'm just, because it's like, well, what does the Constitution say? Does the government all of a sudden go away? I mean, you can't. What is it? What happens? And I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out what causes that. And it might be something where we hear, related to elections, something or another. Military decides, we got a problem, and we just discovered it's been going on for whatever this problem is. It's been going on for 20 years at least. Therefore, everybody in power isn't really supposed to be in power. So we got to just stop all of it. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to look. But again, it could be rapid fire domino, like you said. Dominoes falling a few months ago. He said, I saw them flick, God's hand come down and flick like one domino, and it can't be stopped now. Whatever's going to happen is now in motion. That's what Woo Dude said. And sure enough, we've seen quite a few things over the last few months that were like, oh, snap. But if this is one of those things, it's not going to stop. It's just going to go, and then, we defaulted on the debt, and then, okay, now the dollar's down. Okay, then this is the things have flipped now. The elite are no longer in power. This person's in power. That's collapsing. And again, people are panicking. What do I do with my money? It's going down. Stuff skyrocketing. All they're going to hear about is all their friends. Dude, I've been telling you to get into crypto for how long now? I've been telling you, look at the charts. I've been sending you this shit almost daily. It ain't going to take any convincing for average person watching everything else happening before their eyes to go, I'm at this point, I have nothing else left to lose. So if I have nothing else left to lose, because if I don't do anything, I'm going to lose. I'm going to take a chance of this damn crypto shit once and for all. And then those of us holding this whole time are going to go, welcome in. But I don't want to sell at that price. I love you, but I don't want to sell at that price.
Yeah, I'm going to hold on a little bit.
I got a ranch to buy, and I got a spiritual retreat to open.
And Joe, okay, this is a perfect setup here for the people who are just coming to that realization now. We're not laughing at them, of course. We understand this is a hard process to divorce yourself from this abusive relationship you've been in with your government and with your banking system. But we're at that point now. And before you hit that panic to own wall, let's talk about why you and I put this course, this training course. Is almost 3 hours worth of video, a little bit more here on the Beyond Crypto Panic course, crash course here. Explain that, why we put that together, and what's in there for those people who are still kind of getting that nervous feeling here about panicking about what's about to happen here.
Right, because Cliff High's like, look, and he'll send us private emails. He'll say stuff publicly. He gives plenty of information publicly. But he'll send me, JC, Bix, oh, you guys, blah, blah, blah. And only over the last few months, it's like, man, he's really getting some temporal markers. He's very convinced this temporal marker is hitting, and that was tied to the death of the dollar, and that was tied to the, the thing with the troops getting stuck and all that. It's also tied to the panic to own. It's attached to $600 silver. It's attached to all the stuff we've been waiting on. He goes, here it is. Oh. So if that's the case, that to me and JC were like, well, again, Cliff High never said, oh, expect my timing to be perfect and all that. His timing wasn't perfect. Matter of fact, the stuff that's happening now is from his 2016, 2017 WebBot reports. That's a few years ago. But the data saying, well, this is what happens and this is what you look for that tells us this is about to happen is happening now. So that's where we're at. So me and JC are like, well, if that's the case, we need to have something right now together to where when people actually panic to own crypto and gold and silver, but in this case, crypto, because that was one of the big memes in the WebBot, panic to own crypto. It was about Bitcoin, this one particular report. We said, well, we got to have something already in place so that they can hear us talk about it. Why are we saying this? Where are we coming from? Why are we doing this now? Which we do in the very beginning is lay out this big picture. And then we have some training videos later that show you, well, how do I open a Coinbase account? How do I use Exodus Wallet? How do I do a trade on the Mandela Exchange? How do I use a VPN to connect to some of these things? So I can get the best deals on crypto with this lowest fees and crypto you might not be able to get in other places. So we cover all this in this video, but we did this because we knew the panic to own is getting close enough, but we don't know exactly when for sure. But I don't want to be in a position when the panic's right here on our door and everyone's blowing my email up and JC's email and they're, oh, help me. And I'm like, dude, I've had a YouTube channel for, since 2006 I created it, but I've been doing videos since 2009. I got into crypto stuff and around at least talking about it in 2013. Like, come on, man, don't push this on me now. So we have something in advance ready for you. You can play at any time on that course and watch it and listen to us talk about it and then watch my videos to figure out how to use these platforms that we are using, because you and everybody else are going to panic into this. Again, if you're pushed into a corner and the corner is my 401k just got wiped out, or I know it's about to be wiped out. It hasn't yet, but we just defaulted on the debt. I can't believe what I'm hearing on the news today. This first time ever in U.S. history. I don't even understand what's happening. That in of itself would cause markets typically to dump. Yeah. But everyone's going to realize I got to put my money somewhere safe. What I do have, and even if it's a little, I got to save it. I got to protect whatever I have. And they're going to panic. And again, we're not causing fear, but that system and that thing that happens will cause the fear out of control, like the worst fear ever. So that's going to push people to make quick fear-based decisions. So I want it now. What do I do? Okay, I'll buy it. Done. They're not even going to think about it. So at least our video's there to go, well, let us guide you. Yeah. Don't just go buy a bunch of shit coins. Like here, we're going to talk about some of the coins we're sitting in.
Well, that's another good point there. We're not just explaining to people how to get started, how to do it safely, have their wallet set up and their exchange set up. We're actually giving them your favorite wallet. And so you've been very successful at this too. So we're taking all the guesswork out of it. For a lot of people, just figuring out what their wallet spread should be is tens of hours of research. And here you have that on top of it here in this video. Guys, do go check that out. And what Joe was talking about here into the panic, this panic, it creates fear, but what it also does is it crashes a lot of these exchanges. We've seen that in the last big run-ups where when people start panicking, there's so many people trying to create their exchange, their wallets, that everything crashes and you can't get in. And at the same time, you're seeing your money burn on the other side. You can't get out. That's what we're trying to avoid here. So guys, check it out. If you guys are interested in this, you still have time, but man, time is short. Let's go back to Richard here on the time is short part. What could Spirit tell to the audience members who are still kind of like afraid of all of this? They're looking at this, it looks very complicated. They see the tsunami, they're hearing these news articles, and it's starting to all gel together. Whereas before we had little, blips and pieces here and there over the year, but right now it's all happening in rapid fire. What would you tell them here to kind of encourage them to empower themselves and take actions and responsibility for themselves?
Well, no matter what they do, they have to take responsibility for themselves. And when you take a look at everything, politically, geographically, everything that's happening around the world, financials, think of it like a dam. What's that famous dam in China? I'm using it purposely.
Oh, yeah.
Three Gorges.
Three Gorges.
Okay. Think of everything around the world that's happening. You got to realize it's leading someplace, and it's piling up on the dam, and it's up on the top. Don't you? When you look at everything, don't you realize the world is trying to control these people from every aspect, and they just hope that they don't make one blunder that they can't control it now. You know, in other words, if you could do a controlled burn, that's a beautiful thing. All right. But I really believe something will happen very quickly that will force this all to happen. But it is going to happen. And you don't have to be a psychic. Just, for Christ's sake, look. All right. You think everything's normal in Washington? Is anything normal in the United States?
We have a president using staged areas in a building across the street from the White House,
right,
more than once, for different things, and nobody's questioning this.
I mean, that's just conspiracy theory nonsense, Joe. Like that can't be verified.
Yeah.
You smoking that shit again, Joe?
I might be.
I was trying to channel Rachel Maddow there. Did that come out okay? I don't know.
Yeah, here's a Snickers, JC.
So all this heart attack bullshit and stuff. I said I started ending up with polymyalgia, a lot of pain, and so Julianne calls me up. So I drove down there. She says, "Here, try one of these, guys. I think I had a near-death experience." I said, "What the fuck is this?" She said, "It's a gummy. Try one of these." I go home. Cliff, you'd be proud of me, all right? This is way bigger than a dab, okay? And I woke up in my chair drooling, going, dude, okay? Jumped in my bed. Best sleep I ever had in my life. So, it's Julianne, God bless those gummies. Holy shit. Hey,
the good stuff.
But listen, this is all happening very quickly now. All right? So you got to get your ducks in a row. Everybody that's out there, stop. You need precious metals. You need some cryptos. All right? And you need some cash. Divide it up. Move it around. Okay? But you got to do something here. And the thing is do I believe that if people do nothing, will they be wiped out completely? I think our country will create this other dollar or whatever and try to replace it. But the thing is, it's that in between time, and the other thing that I tell a lot of people right now, and I'm doing it, I'm really not trying to keep money in my checking account. Obviously, we all have to function.
Yeah.
But anything that I need done, I'm trying to get done. This Cliff. Edibles. Oh, shit. It's all Cliff's fault.
Cliff doesn't like the edibles.
He goes for the real shit. He doesn't go mess around with this gummy stuff. He gets a big fatty.
Hey, I haven't had a gummy bear in years. Boy, have they changed. Oh, my God. But, the object of doing this, instead of floundering like a fish out of water, if you divide some of your assets up a little right now, the object is to swim and take advantage. And you, too, may be able to buy a helicopter. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's this time. Like, everything's coming together at once where this can really change your life financially. I know there's so much shit going on in the world. It has to happen. All right. A year ago, I told you I got mad and I yelled at Spirit. A lot of good that does me. Okay. And I said, just cut down the tree of evil. And what did I say, Joe? They can't do it. They have
until
to
they take out. They got to expose the roots.
Expose the roots. Okay. And
that's what's happening.
What we're watching. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
okay. CDC exposed. FDA exposed. Dr. Fauci, the big top guy, exposed. Banking system exposed. Voting system exposed. School system, school boards exposed.
Right.
Pedophiles, trans stuff exposed. Like, this is it. All the roots are coming up, and now it's time to chop them down.
Yeah.
One
thing I wanted to add to what you were saying there, Richard, about you don't think that people who did nothing will be wiped out, that there might be like a little bit of a backstop here. And to some extent, I agree, but I'm not the type of guy that waits for everybody else to backstop me. Again, you were just talking about being responsible. In my last interview here with Tamara from Australia, she's like, yeah, we have a saying down here, trust in God, but tie up your donkey. Right? So you got to take care of your own shit too. So yeah.
You can't blame your neighbor for your stupidity.
Yeah.
Bottom line, this is happening worldwide. Every country will be a little different, but it's all happening, and they're scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Think of a little kid that has a toy that doesn't want to share it with the other one. He'll flip out, break it. Well, that's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They're trying to do a scorched earth. And I'm going to stand up, Joe. You've always stood up for Trump on this respect, and I'm going to say this. Not too many people ask me anymore. And there's a couple said, have you changed your mind? I'm going to tell you something. Right now, that spirit said he's not leaving. All right? So you could take that shit any way you want. Now, they just throwing something that you were asking a little while ago about, how would everybody go bankrupt? Hey, Joe, it's easy to bankrupt a corporation.
In the United States is...
It's just been changed over, but everybody does it. Listen, if I was going to go bankrupt, the dude that I would partner up with is frickin' Trump.
Oh, he's the master.
Holy shit. Oh, so you want to take me down? By the way, if you don't give me the money I need, I won't pay you. So what do you want to do? Okay. He's a master at it. And I know everything looks screwed up, but you just gotta, you know what? Like Spirit had told me when I was on the other side, that you tell everybody, and they said this, and I believe it's for this time. You tell everybody, in your darkest hour, don't you ever give up. Okay? When do you recognize a real miracle? In your darkest hour.
Mm-hmm.
Have faith here. But at the same time, so many people, I was doing a reading on a really nice lady. Actually, her name is Michelle. Look at what she sent me. Holy shit. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it up a little bit closer.
Like those orgone things, generator or whatever they are.
Wow.
Oh my God. And it's sitting in front of me. I'm going, maybe that's what's fucking up my computer. that thing is sending some energy out. But see the website? We started talking, the spirit was coming to me like I couldn't believe. And she didn't tell me who she was. Okay. I said, oh my God. They're telling me that you create energy and you try to manipulate it. And then I find out who she is. I go, this is what they want all of us to do right now. Everyone who's listening. Do you know how last time I told you that there's energies that are hitting our planet? Okay. Even Cliff talks about energies hitting the planet. Well, there's some very special energies hitting the planet, and it's a divine energy. All right. They're going to try to do everything they can to stop the human being from intercepting this energy. And some people will say, well, that's from universe. Well, okay. But, universe is part of the creator. It's all interconnected. You can call it whatever you want, but it's a creative being of energy. You can't put a finger on exactly what it is because it's beyond our comprehension. Without a doubt it is, but it exists. I stood in front of it. Okay. It's real. Now, this divine energy is coming through us right now. A lot of you that are out there are really feeling it. And not just that, you're all starting to see the numbers. You're all starting to feel the days. Remember how Joe and I would always joke about time's going faster, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah.
It is. They're manipulating. Again, how can you correlate that scientifically to say, how is that even possible? Because this thing's beyond our comprehension. And once you can accept that, then you can accept a lot of other things. All right? There's just some things that we don't have the privy to okay, or the understanding of. These divine energies are coming through us, and this is what they want us to do. They said, we want you to invoke this light. And I call it the all spark. We all have it in us. All right. One of the last masters that came down was Christ. All right, to show us the way. He had the key to open up every door. All right, that's been hijacked. But I tell everybody every night when you go to bed, you know the words, Joe. I invoke the light of the Christ within me. All of you out there, when you do it, say it 3 times. Because to invoke the magic and to open this up. And what they told me to do is to tell everybody out there to start doing it. And our planet will look like the stars. There'll be lights everywhere going around from us. Okay? And we will drive the cockroaches out. Do you know what I mean by the cockroaches?
Yeah.
Because there'll be light everywhere. Mm-hmm. We can direct this and we can send it. Now, the other thing that you've got to understand, a lot of you are old souls out there. All right? You were picked. Some people will say the universe, you were put here for this time. And I say, no, you're in God's army. You really are. You're awake. You're an old soul. You know what's going on. This energy's coming in. They don't want you to trap it within you. You know how you go out and you'll say to people, I'm going to send you a healing, or I'm going to send you love. You don't need to say anything because that's ego. Okay? When you walk into a building, there's a lot of people. You walk anywhere around people. Inside you, okay, telepathically just send out, okay, the energetic energy of love that's coming through you right now from the divine being. And what's going to happen is, let's say, you know how some people, they think they're being possessed or just bad shit happens to them all the time? Well, I want to put this in a spiritual manner. Think about having a magnet on your back, okay? And you're so pissed at somebody, you had a fight and this and that. And so in your own brain, you come up in a way that you want to send hatred towards that person. Well, when you carry that baggage on your shoulder, all right, it's like a magnet. When you're walking through, I'm just going to use an airport because there's a lot of people, all right? When you walk through with that negativity that's on you and attached to you, all of a sudden, all these little things are going to start coming at you and being attracted to you. Think of them like little hooks. Okay? Then all of a sudden, all that other negativity can attract to you, okay, and change your life. All right? When you start invoking the light and setting it everywhere, this shit cannot attach to you. Okay? And if anything, I want you to think of yourself as a ball of electricity, of static electricity walking through. And as you get close to people, the shit flies off you. That's the divine energy. And if you're willing to do that, all right, and you start sending it out instead of trying to keep it, give it up. Everywhere you go, send it out. Not with your mouth, with your head, telepathically. That way, no ego's involved. Nobody knows you're doing it. You're going to affect everybody. You'll affect the whole world with this. All right? And there's no ego there.
I love you said affect, but you'll also infect everyone with this.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of a bright new world, speaking of the bright new world, we're also looking for the sci-fi world. And a lot of you keep asking me, where is Cliff? Okay, so I finally found it. This is his new Telegram sci-fi world. He's at 10,302 subscribers now. Let me bring that link back down in the live chat for you guys. You can just go click on that and follow his channel there while he's still in Twitter jail. There was a question for you here, Woo Woo Dude. I'm guessing this is somebody maybe you've read for in the past. So let me bring that up. It's in the PayPal tip jar now. This is Joseph Rocco. It says, Richard, should JC and Joe take me to New Mexico to sniff out some silver? Apparently, he's got some special ability. What the hell's going on with this question? Joe, you want to set it up? Do you know what this is about?
No.
There's a man who's going, you know, gold's going up. You know what's funny about gold miners? They throw the fucking silver away pretty much. I was talking to a miner the other day. He has a great guy. I think he has like 10 mines. And I said, what I see is that gold miners are going to get so excited because they're going to realize that the silver that they're yanking out 10-to-1 ratio to the gold is going to be worth over $1,000. So what's your gold mine worth now? Absolutely. And Rocco, you rock, man.
I think he said on one of my shows that he talked to you or another psychic, and apparently he has this ability. He goes to these auctions and these like estate sales or whatever, and he can sniff out fucking silver. Like, that's a useful tool to have. Speaking of silver, Bill Holter, who was on my show last, he's coming back here very shortly. He was saying there's something new happening right now. What he's seeing that he's never really seen before in his clients. People are rushing to give him the money once they've decided they want to buy silver. It's not like, oh, send me the bill in a couple of days. They're like, no, please take my money now. So there's something urgent about that. How do you explain that, Richard, from your point of view? Is it the panic to own? Is there something else?
No, yeah, that's simple, JC. They realize that their dollar isn't going to be worth a pile of shit. Remember what I said earlier? Try to get your shit done. Try to get your stuff. So try to keep an equilibrium in your checking account, what you can handle. But anything you can get done now, like I tell all my kids, my daughter's going to have another child. I said, listen, while you got money in your hands, go get your powdered milk now. Okay, go get this, go get that. Get the jobs done. Because I know we're going to have an issue with people accepting dollars, or even if we actually have them at that time, or whatever that change is, or the expense. Spirit was all over me the other day. You need to get gas. I filled up yesterday. Yeah, but it'll be more expensive tomorrow. Right? And I stopped laughing. I go, well, actually, you're right. I go buy it up another time. In one day, you're going, dude.
And you know what's funny too? There's another phenomenon now happening, and the guys like Miles Franklin are telling me they're getting big orders now, like $1 million orders, like never before. Used to they would have 2 or 3 of those a year. Now they're getting so many of those a week. It's absolutely crazy. And now people are buying in bulk to the point now where they're offering 1,000-ounce Comex bars to try to feel the demand, because people are looking just, yes, there's new people coming up and they're buying a few coins here and there. So Miles Franklin will handle that, of course, but they're handling a lot bigger orders too now. There's a rush now to get bulk, and people are looking at the lowest possible premium to basically get the maximum number of ounces underneath their bed, so to speak. Joe, speak to that a little bit here. You and I have been doing this for a long time, and people were playing with these high premium coins and all that. But at the end of the day, and I think it was David Morgan who said, at the end of the day, you're gonna calculate your wealth on how many ounces you have. So it doesn't really matter whose stamp on it, whose face is on it. Speak to that a little bit for the people who don't know what to buy yet. They're looking at silver now as an opportunity. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I used to always look at like the walking liberties or like the buffalo Indian heads because they're just 1 ounce of silver. It's not a maple leaf from Canada or the silver eagles from the United States Mint that have the big premiums. And although I do believe when we see like $100 silver, you're going to see a $20, $25. I mean, hell, there's even. We already had $20 premiums, I think, not too long ago. Right. But I was thinking we'd be at $100 silver, and then you're going to pay $125 because of the premium just to get that silver eagle or Canadian maple leaf. But you might pay $110 to get an Indian head at that time. So I think either way, whether it's silver, regular silver, or the premium silver, I think the premium values will carry over. But would I care right now if I was buying silver? No, it's just what I could buy today, I'll just buy today. And if I want to get more silver, I'll buy the Walking Liberties or the Indian heads or whatever, or even little 5-ounce rounds or 5-ounce, 10-ounce bars. Even I don't like the 100-ounce or stuff like that. It's just too big. And if you got like $600 silver times 100 ounces, you're walking around with $60,000.
Well, you can buy a helicopter with the bar.
Yeah, you might.
You never know. You might need a new boat so that you can land your helicopter on the boat. Joe. Like there's other things you might need. But I agree with you too. I've been known to buy high premium coins too. I love the Star Trek collection coins and all that, and those are absolutely expensive. But that's just the fun stuff of accumulating. But as of late too, I would tend to go more towards, hey, I'm looking for bulk silver at this point. We're kind of at so close to the end of the game of just trying to play the premiums to maybe upgrade your stack. There might not be enough time for that at this point. It's just about a question about how much silver or coinage or ounces you can get there. Richard, there was a question for you about theta. Just a minute go by. What's going on with theta? Or Joe, do you want to start with that, and then I'll ask Richard to follow up? Person's just asking, generally speaking, what's up with theta? We were expecting higher numbers here this summer. Some people were just expecting $40 or $50. I think by August or September it never happened. It's still sitting at $5-6 today. What's going on there? Are the predictions still holding for where Michelle White Dove originally saw this going?
Yeah, she stands by that to this day, that you're going to see over $1,000 for theta, but she never, didn't say, oh, by this time. It's just never got that. She knew it would be years later after that initial offering, which was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
We saw $16 this year.
Yeah.
But like all coins, what goes up must come down. I knew it was going to come back down. And the funny thing was, I'm doing all these other trades, and I'm like, I don't want my theta back. The theta that I would have played back with. I go, no. Voodoo's like, no, I'm not getting anything on theta to trade. Just, they're showing me XRP. Then it's quiet for months and months and months, and all of a sudden he calls me, oh, Shiba and XLM. They just gave me this big, and his dream vision was that he's running out of time to buy tickets for Shiba, the show, at a movie theater. Well, then the other day, AMC is going to start taking Shiba in 1 to 2 months, which could possibly put that in December, maybe January, if it's 2 months. From when they made the announcement, I sent him the text. I'm like, dude, this thing has way more meanings than what you got so far. Like, they gave you a movie theater thing on to show it to you, but now there's really a movie theater involved. I was like, well, you couldn't make this up, man. And when he calls out of nowhere like that, and it's been months, I'm like, oh, I'm all over this shit. It was 2,500 last 4 digits, and then it just, you can look at the chart. I got a chart up right now. Maybe I'll share that screen.
Okay, well, you pull that up if you want. Somebody on the chat is asking when. I'm not sure if they're asking about theta now, but I'll answer that for you. I did ask Janine. She was pulling cards on this Beyond Crypto Woo on theta, and she said yes to the 1,000, and it's not that far away. So, guys, if you want to go check out this episode 7 of Beyond Crypto Woo, she also gives a timing for Shiba. And again, big surprises there also for XRP. We'll get into that in a moment. So, Joe, let me bring up your screen here. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, and I was just doing a little chart work the other day when I was talking to my Patreons, because I said, I've got an order down here like at 3,600. And I'm like, I got one even lower than that in case we continue on down. And, there's a couple of paths, but, hit the top here and then broke through this channel or whatever, got up to 5,400. But the thing is, Woo Dude's calling me back here and goes, I got this crazy dream. They showed me like I'm buying a shirt, extra large, medium, XLM. I'm like, what the hell's that? And he goes, oh, XLM. He goes, but then they showed me the Shiba thing. And one of the things they showed him was the building burning up and telling him it's going to burn up. And he's like, well, why do you want me to get this coin if it's going to burn up? It doesn't sound good to me. And I'm like, I know why they're going to do a coin burn. Because there's an enormous amount of Shiba out there. They're going to do a freaking coin burn. That's what that means, dude. I'm like, I'm going to go buy some right away. So I've scraped some things around, and I threw a bunch of the scrapings, so to speak, from other coins that I sold into that. And then I'm like, telling Spirit, I'm like, all right, Spirit, I'm looking at this helicopter, and like I'm supposed to close with them next week. I'm like, but gosh, I wonder if this thing could like double, and I won't have to like use any money. I'll just use some profit from Shiba.
Yeah.
If I could just make, I think I was like 50% is all I needed. I'm like, yeah, give me like 50. I wonder if this thing will move 50% in like a week. And then you see that big move, which it's off the screen now, but from 2,500 runs up to 8,800, and I sold that at 6,000. Again, where's the very top? Where's the very bottom? I don't care. I saw, 200%, whatever it was. I go, yeah, thank you. I'm out. Sold half of what I had to do that. But then I'm like, well, wow, I still got a quarter left over. I got a helicopter in my right hand, and I still got a quarter of the damn profit, just the profit in my left hand. I'm going, well, he said we're going to go in and out a few times on this thing at least, so I'm going to start playing it. So I sold all of it all of the half that I had at 6. So I bought back in at 38, bought back in at 36. I even bought a little bit when it was coming down at one of the early times at like 58 or 59. But then just stacking orders lower, and I'm posted on Patreon. Okay, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. And all my orders filled except for the one at 32.2. And
if Jenny is right,
that was Yeah.
If she's right again, because she was right about Theta when it went down, everybody was saying, "Oh no, it's going to 40 or 50." She says, "No, it's going to go down first." Anyway, she's seeing big numbers very soon here. But for Shiba, also the cards are really nice for Shiba. So guys, check out that episode. And Lisa's saying, "Yeah, Lisa Davis here. Go check her out at Litecoin Lisa on YouTube." She's saying, "Yeah, it's not just AMCs, but it's also on BitPay." I did not see that one, so thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. Pablo is asking you guys, "What about XLM?" What the hell? This one is a slow mover. The whole year we're looking at it, kind of like, well, it's kind of like a dead
just
duck.
like Theta was, right? Let me move my screen back so I can look.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring you back up here.
That's all right. And I'll just repeat what Woo Dude and I talked about a couple days ago. He goes, look, he goes, this is my gut. He's like, Spirit didn't tell me this. He goes, but they showed me XLM in that same dream. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But XLM really hasn't done anything. But holy shit has Shiba. Yes. So clearly he's got something. And he goes, I think the way this might play out, Shiba's going to do its real nice move, and then XLM's going to do it. So we might be able to scrape huge monies off of Shiba and then sprinkle some of that over onto XLM. And then XLM might go afterwards and do not necessarily the same exact thing, but certainly do something great. And I'm going, well, they showed you both. And then the way they showed it to him was like, well, XLM's first. It's a little kid show in the beginning of the movie. Now here comes the main show, Shiba, but you better hurry because you're running out of tickets. Tickets are running out, and the building's about to burn up. It's like, the hell's that mean? I'll go, I know what that is. It's a damn coin burn. Oh, my God. As soon as he said it, I go, there's a coin burn. I know what this means. And sure enough, the proof is in the chart. And my post is still sitting there when I said, guys, he gave the call, and I haven't heard from him in months. I haven't gotten a dream in months about crypto. So when he says something, oh shit, I'm that damn vulture on that ledge, ready to go, baby. And I'll tell you a funny story. I haven't told anybody this except Woo Dude. So before this little drop and all that stuff down to where my low order at 36 filled, I literally had an order at 36.22, and it got down to 36.06. Like I couldn't have got it any better. Like, oh my God. But it was just days away from this happening. And I dropped my daughter's boyfriend off at his house. I'm coming back down the road, and I look up at me, or look up in front of me, and there's two telephone poles really close to each other for some reason, and one's like quite a bit lower, and maybe it was like a retired pole or something. It didn't really do anything anymore, but it was like lower. The top of the pole was lower, and there's a vulture on the low one, and there's a vulture on the high one next to each other, just chilling. And I go, that's almost identical to the little Bugs Bunny thing, that little cartoon he sent me a long time ago that we would now joke about. Like, Joe, that's Joe up there on the damn thing waiting to pounce. That's not low enough. That's not low enough, and he'll go down and swoop on the carcass when it's ready. And so I saw that, and I go, man. And there was something else I saw that day, too. And I go, boy, I think they're telling me to get ready. Like, I'm going to have an opportunity. So I call him. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen this before, but check this out. So I tell him about it. And then it was just days later, really, or maybe a week or whatever it was, that it starts really heading down. And next thing I know, my order fills. And I go, son of a bitch, I did pounce on that one. So I was like, this, weird how you get these signs in life that could be in dreamland, could be live like he gets when he's talking to Spirit, or when I dream, I get stuff, or I'm driving my car and boom, there's the sign right in my face, So it's like I think they're going to let me know that I'm about to scoop some, and damn it, if I didn't catch that any better, I mean, it was unbelievable.
Richard, is there anything else you're looking into that's exciting you for crypto? A lot of people are probably at the edge of their seat. Dude, what's the other coin? What else can you tell me?
Well, like what Joe said about the Shiba. Now, I know after I had the dream and I told him we got in it and did our thing here, that the remote viewers, said something about it going 100 times. I never saw that. What I saw was a cash register. And with all the trades that we've done, Snippy, together, that the whole key is a cash register. And is this doing it? You made enough money. Now, I got you out at SIT. No, actually, Spirit did. They said you made enough. And you asked for that gift. And you made enough.
And I didn't even tell you about it either till afterwards.
No, well, that was a funny shit. When I called him up, I said, Joe, Spirit told me you doubled your money, and there's something you want to buy. What the hell did you talk to him about? He goes, well, I wanted a helicopter. I says, well, I think you got it. He says, I think I have enough for two. I said, but the thing is, see, It's doing exactly what they said. It went up, right? He made his money instead of, I'm going to tell you something. Joe reluctantly got out at 6. All right? Really? He goes, shit, it would have been better if it was an 8. But this is the problem. When you hold off for the end and that greed gets you, if you held there, then you would have held at 7. You would have held at 6 because I know it's going to go up. You would have held at 5. You would have held at 4. Okay? When you are willing to say, screw it, man. I just got me a free helicopter. I'm out of here. And then you see it go up a little more. Don't be pissed off. Look at what you got. This thing is going to be a cash register. I'm telling you it is. If it goes up 100 times, oh man, are we all happy? Okay? But if I trade in and out of this son of a bitch 20 times, whoa, am I really going to be happy? Okay?
And then if it happens to go to 100 times after you amassed all of that, oh yeah. Baby.
That's the point. You know, in the XLM, I want to give some people a little bit of a warning, okay? It's a good warning. I'm in XLM really pretty heavy. Not like you crazy bastards that are out there. Okay, but to me, kind of heavy. All right? This is my fear. When it begins to run, XRP is running too. I'm warning you now. So all this shit's going to break hell at the same time, and you're not going to know what to do. Right now, XLM is like 30 cents, 33 cents, or whatever it is. If you're going to play the game, I would put a little in there now.
Yeah.
Okay. Versus all this shit going crazy, and then you're paying $1.50 for an XLM that's going up much higher. Versus if you throw a couple bucks in there now, hey, you're sitting fine. Don't worry about it. This shit's coming down. Either you're going to be there licking your ice cream, or you're going to be digging it off the ground. One or the other. Take advantage of this. It's really going to happen. And the XRP is going to happen. But it's going to be triggered by whatever is going on with the monetary system all at the same time. And that was the vision from the very beginning, if you remember, Joe. It was all about these bankers shaking hands. And I said, this is international. And then I saw the credit card. And then you found a credit card, right? I'm going, dude.
Later on, yeah. And that was news when it happened. It wasn't like I found old news later on. I found later on the news that happened that day. Like, holy shit, there's a card that they're with XRP debit card or something. Just like you saw, like son of a bitch.
Yeah, and it did not exist then. So you just got to look at this and go, holy shit. And again, it's so sad that all those YouTubes are gone. It really sucks. We got some cool shit out there. But when we went through the 222 stuff, okay, that's still going on now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, crazy shit, And when I talk to Spirit, I'm telling you, I ask for validations. They give me validations. And you just go, dude, this last weekend, I got hit with a foot of snow. Oh, dude was panicking. I go, where's my plow guy? He ain't showing up. Well, what's up with this shit? So I go up by his house and he's not even there. And I see for sale. I'm going, oh shit, he's in Florida. I'm screwed. So I come down the hill and I sat there for a second. I said, Spirit, would you send me a plow guy to pull out in front of me before I get home? I'm like a couple 100 yards from home, I said, would you do that for me? And so I start driving again. Truck pulls out in front of me, pulls up to my side, and it's somebody that I knew. I went, you do this shit? Yeah. I said, do my driveway. I got you forever. Done. I asked, they gave it to me. Now, another funny thing happened. I told Joe about it today, and he laughed. And as a lot of people know, I'm all about getting out of debt. And I had notice I said I had a 2019 Ford F-150. Paid off. Freaking paid off. I don't want a debt. That's pretty good. So Friday night, I'm just sitting there relaxing, watching the tube, Gold Rush, and and then all of a sudden, Spirit, you need to get a new truck. Why? I own this. Come on. You need to get a truck. I said, you can't even find 2021s. Give me a break. And then he says, go back to the place you bought your last one. I go, nobody has them. So I pull it up on the web and I go, son of a bitch has 12 of them. I go, God, you guys are good. I go, are you sure? So I start driving down there on the day. The plow guy and I talked to him the same day. So I start driving down there, and I'm going, okay. I never asked for too much validation, but is this my own ego wanting to go out and buy something new? I really don't need it. I said, listen, I'll go, but you got to give me a sign. And I said, and put it in my face. Oh, when they put shit in my face, they usually put it in my face. So I get in there, I'm doing my thing, not even knowing what time it is or anything, you know, and the guy said, well, let me pull one up. Okay. I said, come on out. So we get in there, and they have these big screens the size of my iPads. And he said, you just press the button to turn the truck on. I go, oh, cool. So I press the frickin' button across the whole frickin' screen. 2, 2, 2. I look at the sales guy. I was going to pull my phone out and take a picture. Right? I go, no, you'll think I'm a lay down. Right? So I left it in there, but I went, Spirit, man, you put that one in my face, didn't you? You know, it's like, what's the odds? What are the freaking odds of that happening exactly like that? It's really remarkable. That's why talk to them, ask them.
Well, and you had an issue with the transmission in the old truck a little bit.
Yeah, but the guy's probably watching right now. Okay. And yeah, the truck kept banging on the transmission, and they kept telling me that that's normal for the 10 speed or whatever. I'm in this thing, that baby doesn't do anything. I'm going, dude, okay. So I just had to laugh, you know. I'll pay it off in January with my cryptos. So end of story. But again, you know, talking to them, just like they're right by your side, they hear you. It's just, do you have the eyes to see everything? You know, like Joe. Joe's like, man, he spots this shit everywhere now. He goes,
yeah.
Well, they're all around me. I said, I know. It's a beautiful thing. You know, they're here to help us. They really are.
Joe can't even walk to the washroom without tripping on the 222 on the carpet.
It's crazy. It's out of control. I'm like, I can't even post it anymore. It's too much. Like, I could
That's just it.
skip it.
So
Hey,
much,
guys, go ahead,
so
Richard.
much
Go ahead.
has happened that there's so much you don't tell people. You tell me, and you go, I can't even tell people. They're not even going to understand. I said, I told you that this would happen to you.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Well, guys, thank you for this amazing show. We're already at 10 o'clock, man. Time flies. Richard, what's that?
Flies.
Time flies, yeah. Richard, what's your schedule looking like here for people who want to book with you? How far out are you booked on your website here at woowoo.com?
Honestly, I don't know. Like March.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well,
March.
guys,
I was waiting for me to go. 3 weeks. Shit.
Well, guys, if you want a booking, you probably want to book now. Keep in line there. Do you have cancellations at all? Maybe like a cancellation list at all?
Yeah, and well, no, they don't cancel. They move. Very rarely do I. It happens, you know, but very rarely. But I get people that could be in some other country that they've got to change it for some reason. Then when they do, that spot opens up. I don't have anything that automatically will grab somebody or a waiting list because it'd be ridiculous. I can't do it. It's all done automatically. So what I tell people, please watch it. And honestly, I have had many people book the same day. And I said, Spirit wanted to talk to you, you know, because somebody had to move their appointment, you know. But I keep busy. I really do.
All right, guys, that's woowoodude.com if you want to reach out to Richard here. Joe, what's up with your Patreon? Do you still have room here on your elite class? Because a lot of people are calling me and saying, hey, I needed some extra hand here. I watch your crash course and I want to do a little bit more.
Look 22 remaining. 22. You can't say you can't make it up, man.
Isn't that funny?
I haven't touched it. Like, yesterday's the 1st, so that's the day Patreon pulls out everyone's money, to pay.
Yeah.
And that's when, that person's debit card quit, their credit card stopped working, the expiration date, so then they got to like re-up it the next day or two and then hit retry. So like there's some elite people that probably fell off. There's the middle one that people fell off, and then as the days come on, they'll come back. Some of them will come back. Of course, at the end of the month, there's always people who just leave and they'll come back, for whatever. But like 22 remaining. Come on, man.
Come on, man. All right, guys. Joe, explain to people maybe who are new to all this too, who just want to get started and maybe hear more about these 222s and all of these crazy psychic insights on crypto. What do you have for them here at JSNIP4's crypto woo-woo package in the middle there?
Yeah, middle ones, that's $20 US dollars a month. And I post everything I do in crypto, period. I'm buying here, I'm selling here. Just got a call from Woo Woo Dude. He said, whatever,
Right.
Some hot info that comes in, whatever it is. And then every now and then something I might feel like sharing about my spiritual journey that really started back with you when we all did that trip and all that. But once Woo Woo Dude contacted me last year, telling me my guides are telling me I got to work with you on opening you up. All right. So some crazy shit, has happened in the last year and a half now that sometimes I'm like, I think I want to post this or this dream I just got that's incredible or whatever it is, or or some technique or something. Oh, I got some new music. Let me zip it up in a file. You guys can download it and listen to it at night when you're going to sleep, like what I'm doing and stuff like that. But that's kind of what I'm about over there.
Okay. And speaking of this spiritual retreat adventure, do you think we're going to get back to New Mexico anytime soon? Have you had any dreams on that? Have you, Richard?
No.
What do you think? No, we're still
not. Yeah, I don't know. And even next year, I was like optimistic. Like, oh, we might, oh God, I don't even know if next year is even a possibility. Honestly, just the way shit's going, it's just.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Well, guys, if you want to check out Joe's latest adventure, treasure hunting from the sky, go check out this helicopter footage here. You can find that at JSNIP4 here on YouTube. Go subscribe to his channel. There's a lot of cool stuff there. This was cool, Joe. I like this video.
I didn't take any video. I had the damn thing on my chest, and I'm like, oh my God, I just got taught how to do confined island landing, touchdown, take off, do a circle, come back, touchdown. Like and it's not like you have a runway. You have a spot. You better stop right. That's it. Right. And I'm doing it. And I'm like, that's some footage to put. I forgot all about it. It's like, son of a bitch, we're heading back now. I go, damn it. Let me just turn it on because that island's coming up. At least I'll have something to talk about.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys go check it out at JSNIP4 too, and remember to hit that subscribe button on Joe's channel here. Let me bring that back up for the audience here. Hold on. It's this one here, JSNIP4 2, and let me bring that link back down to the live chat for you guys here as well. If you guys are going to find Joe. All right, guys, this was another episode of the Woo. Yeah, it's my 4th show today, guys. My universal translator is starting to be on the fritz.
That's all?
That's all? You see, you're slacking.
Yeah, come on, pick it up, man.
Pick it up, man.
You're like me with the small little pickaxe, man. Pick up the big one, JC.
Yeah, come on, man. Do some work here. Do some heavy lifting. Guys, I just posted this morning as well this new Beyond Crypto Woo report. It's looking into December for all of these rapid fire tower crashing moments and how everything is going to be affected here in our financial world. So do go check that out if you want some extra insight on that. Tomorrow, I'm recording a new episode/series. We're not sure where this is going. This is going to be very fascinating. It's not live. We're going to record it before we all had guidance to record it before and then decide if we were going to go and share that to the public. But anyways, I just wanted to put that on your radar. Something really, really cool is coming up with this Galactic Odyssey Genesis episode for tomorrow. So anyway, stay tuned for that. I'll give you guys some updates for that. In the meantime, please do go and subscribe here to Beyond Mystic 3, and there's quite a few shows coming up again here in the next week. But tomorrow, Bo Polney will be on at 4 p.m. and we're going to be looking at these cycles of times and his latest analysis. So again, if you guys are interested in what's going on in the financial world, this is the episode for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jean-Claude at Beyond Mystic, and have a great evening, everyone. Au revoir.